Every interaction in your life is a negotiation. The salary you earn, the price you pay for your home, the division of responsibilities in your relationships, and even where to eat dinner tonight, all are negotiations, whether you recognize them as such or not. Most people approach these countless daily negotiations without strategy or skill, then wonder why they consistently get less than they want. But what if you could transform these interactions from anxiety-inducing confrontations into opportunities to create maximum value for everyone involved, while ensuring you get what matters most to you? This is the profound promise of mastering negotiation, not as a manipulative tactic to win at others' expense, but as a sophisticated set of skills that enlarges the pie for all parties while ensuring you receive your fair share. The most successful negotiators understand that true negotiation isn't about intimidation, aggression, or even persuasion. It's about something far more powerful: strategic preparation, psychological insight, and creative problem-solving. The foundation of all effective negotiation begins long before you enter the room. Elite negotiators invest 80% of their effort in preparation. They know precisely what they want, why they want it, and what alternatives exist if they walk away. This preparation creates a psychological advantage that transforms the entire dynamic. The first critical step is determining your BATNA, your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. What will you do if this negotiation fails? Understanding your BATNA gives you tremendous power because it defines your walkaway point and prevents desperation. When you know you have solid alternatives, you negotiate from confidence rather than fear. Before any significant negotiation, ask yourself, what will I do if we don't reach agreement? The stronger your alternative, the stronger your position. Equally important is understanding your counterpart's BATNA. What are their alternatives if they don't make a deal with you? The weaker their alternatives, the more leverage you have. Research their situation thoroughly. Are they under time pressure? Do they have other options? Is there information about their constraints you can ethically discover? This intelligence is invaluable in shaping your strategy. Beyond alternatives, clarify your interests, the underlying needs and concerns that drive your position. Positions are what you say you want. Interests are why you want them. In a salary negotiation, your position might be $85,000 per year, but your interests might include financial security, recognition of your value, maintaining lifestyle standards, and career advancement. Understanding your true interests allows for creative solutions beyond your initial position. The same applies to your counterpart. Behind their stated positions lie genuine interests and concerns. Discovering these is critical to creating agreements that satisfy both parties. If you're negotiating with a potential client who's fixated on a lower price, their underlying interests might actually be concerns about risk, desire for reliability, need for status within their organization, or budget constraints. Once you understand these interests, you can address them directly, often without sacrificing price. Elite negotiators also establish a clear reservation price, the absolute minimum or maximum they'll accept before walking away. This isn't your target or opening position, but the point at which your BATNA becomes more attractive than the deal. Setting this limit before emotions run high prevents impulsive decisions and ensures you never accept terms worse than your alternatives. With this preparation complete, you're ready to develop your negotiation strategy. This begins with your opening offer, a critical moment that anchors the entire discussion. Research confirms that final outcomes correlate strongly with initial anchors. Those who set ambitious but justifiable first offers typically achieve better results than those who start with reasonable positions. Your opening should be ambitious enough to give you room to make concessions while still achieving your goals, but not so extreme that it destroys credibility or derails the negotiation. Support it with objective standards or precedents that justify your position. Based on market rates for professionals with my qualifications and experience, This makes your position harder to dismiss and shifts the discussion from subjective wants to objective criteria. When receiving an opening offer, beware of the powerful psychological pull of anchoring. Research shows that even completely arbitrary numbers influence our perception of value. Counter this by explicitly acknowledging the anchor, but re-anchoring with your own value framework. I understand you're starting at X, but let's look at what comparable properties in this neighborhood have sold for recently. This mental reset helps prevent the anchor from unduly influencing the negotiation. The structure of your concessions, when, how, and how much you give, communicates powerful messages. Make concessions progressively smaller to signal you're approaching your limit. Always get something in return for concessions to establish the pattern of reciprocity and prevent your flexibility from being interpreted as weakness. And explain the value of what you're giving. By moving my timeline up 2 weeks, I'm having to rearrange several other commitments, so in exchange. Beyond these tactical elements, truly skilled negotiators understand the profound role of psychology. They recognize that negotiation isn't just about exchanging information, but about managing emotions, both their counterparts and their own. Emotional intelligence becomes a multiplier that dramatically increases the effectiveness of all other techniques. Active listening is perhaps the most underrated negotiation skill. Most people listen to respond rather than to understand. Elite negotiators do the opposite, using careful questioning and reflective listening to uncover unstated needs, concerns, and priorities. This deep understanding creates opportunities for value creation that less attentive negotiators miss entirely. When tensions rise, as they inevitably do, skilled negotiators label emotions without judgment. It seems like you're frustrated by the timeline I've proposed. Can you help me understand your concerns? This simple act of acknowledgement often diffuses negative emotions while providing valuable information about underlying interests. Strategic use of silence is another psychological tool master negotiators employ. Most people are uncomfortable with silence and rush to fill it, often making unnecessary concessions in the process. Train yourself to embrace silence after asking a question or receiving an inadequate offer. The pause creates pressure that frequently leads to valuable information or improved terms. Framing, how options are presented, dramatically influences decisions. The same proposal framed as avoiding a loss, "This warranty protects your investment," is often more compelling than when framed as a gain. "This warranty could save you money." Understanding your counterpart's primary concerns allows you to frame proposals in terms that resonate with their priorities. When negotiations stall, changing the variables can create breakthrough opportunities. If price is an insurmountable obstacle, can you adjust timing, financing terms, services included, or quality specifications? By expanding the variables beyond the most contentious issues, you often discover creative solutions that satisfy both parties' core interests. The most sophisticated negotiators understand that negotiations don't end when the agreement is signed. Implementation and relationship management are equally important phases. Building trust through reliable follow-through creates opportunities for future negotiations with increasingly positive dynamics. Common negotiation pitfalls can undermine even well-prepared negotiators. Attachment to a particular outcome creates dangerous inflexibility. Excessive focus on claiming value, dividing the pie, blinds you to opportunities for creating value, enlarging the pie. And perhaps most dangerous, ego-driven decisions prioritize winning over achieving your actual objectives. To avoid these traps, maintain a learning mindset throughout. Be curious rather than judgmental about your counterpart's positions. Ask questions that uncover new information rather than simply advancing your arguments. And periodically step back to assess whether the evolving agreement truly meets your fundamental interests. In high-stakes negotiations, emotions often run strong, potentially derailing even the best strategy. Develop techniques to manage your emotional state, whether through preparation rituals, brief timeouts, or mental reframing. Remember that maintaining composure isn't just about appearing professional. It's about ensuring your cognitive abilities remain fully accessible when you need them most. For those facing significant power imbalances, special strategies can level the field. Building coalitions creates strength in numbers. Enhancing your expertise in specific domains relevant to the negotiation increases your value and authority. And developing multiple options simultaneously reduces dependency on any single opportunity, strengthening your BATNA and your confidence. Cultural differences add another dimension to negotiation complexity. Beyond obvious differences in etiquette and communication styles, cultures vary fundamentally in their negotiation approaches. Some prioritize relationship building before substantive discussion, while others prefer to address business immediately. Some value direct communication, while others communicate indirectly to preserve harmony. Some make decisions hierarchically, while others require consensus. Researching these differences before international negotiations prevents misunderstandings that could otherwise derail promising opportunities. Perhaps most importantly, elite negotiators recognize that their reputation precedes and follows them in all professional interactions. Being known for fairness, reliability, and problem-solving creates advantages that no tactical maneuver can match. When counterparts trust your integrity, they share more information, explore options more creatively, and implement agreements more conscientiously, all of which leads to better outcomes for everyone involved. The art of negotiation isn't about manipulative tactics or aggressive demands. It's about thorough preparation, psychological insight, creative problem-solving, and relationship management. By mastering these elements, you transform negotiation from a dreaded confrontation into an opportunity for creating and claiming value in ways that serve your interests, while building your reputation as a fair and effective deal-maker. Every interaction is a negotiation. The question isn't whether you'll negotiate, but how effectively you'll do so. Will you continue approaching these countless daily negotiations without strategy or skill? Or will you invest in developing the abilities that ensure you consistently get what matters most to you? The choice, and the consequences, are yours.